Adam, let's turn around and let's talk about something a little bit more positive. Have you looked at the calendar recently?
Is that a rhetorical question? This is like the one thing we get to talk about for the next like couple of weeks. Lord knows I better know.
Yeah, Adam, if you haven't looked at the calendar, this week coming up is going to be E3. We did our sort of speculation, or we kind of put our thinking caps on, and we went through some of the big rumors to see what games we thought were going to be coming, but we didn't actually talk about what we wanted to see or what we thought were coming. So I figured right before the E3 goes live, we could kind of share some of our thoughts and what we think are going to go on, maybe start some of our own rumors, and just give our own sort of wish list. So I think you and I came out with about 10 different things we expect or want to see.
Yeah, I've got like I think
happen
11, and that's just based on all the shows that I think I can make a prediction for. Some of them are just complete like jokes, and then some of them are like way off the board, and then some of them are like, it's probably a thing that could happen.
Okay, so how do you want to do this? Do you want to just kind of randomly share them, or would
Just
you like
random,
to
just randomly go, because I think you're gonna have a different format than me, because I have one for each show, and you probably have like a bunch of like ones all over
I
the
have
place.
I have guesses for Ubisoft, EA, WB, and Microsoft, and I have a random one.
Okay.
So maybe what we can do is we can do by show, and then if you have one that I don't, then you can just kind of
Okay, can I
share
get the
it.
two shit posts out of the way then?
Go for it, sir.
All right, so for Coke Media, because I don't think anything of interest is going to be there since Deep Silver apparently is not bringing anything, my one shit post for that is like, actually, lol, Deep Silver was just kidding and we get a Saints Row 5 trailer.
Oh yeah, that's definitely
It
gonna
won't happen, but
Why not?
because apparently they said so. And you have to trust the internet word.
No, they've just released a whole bunch of the Saint Rose. We haven't gotten one in a while. It is due to come
Well,
out
they
within
straight
the
up said like Deep Silver wasn't going to be bringing any of the major stuff, like no Time Splitters, no Saints Row, and I can't remember what the other thing was, but like nothing of like note. To which I go, then what are we doing here?
Are they bringing a new IP?
Maybe, but I'm still like, okay, but no one cares about your new IP because we want to see the stuff that you are owing us.
Adam, they've got the sequel to Agents of Mayhem coming out.
As I said, things that people want to see. And then,
all right, what's your
my
second one?
other shitpost one was for Summer Game Fest, because I mean you can't really predict what's going to be there because you don't know specifically who's showing up. So I made a joke because we know Weezer is going to be playing something there.
Rock Band.
So I said, you know what? Weezer comes out, plays Beverly Hills to a GTA 6 trailer just for funsies.
I thought you were going to say they're going to come out with like a Weezer version of like Rock Band. They're bringing it back, and it's going to be the Weezer edition.
Oh God, please! I'm trying not to hate myself further because Lord knows I don't need to. No, I can't go to Rock Band coming back. It won't work now.
No, not with everyone social distancing, at least.
All right, so otherwise, you give me a show and your prediction. I'll follow up, and then we'll figure out what's
I wasn't
sitting
thinking
there in
about
the
that.
open.
I didn't have this, but I figured we'll go with the game show. Jeff Keighley and Hideo Kojima are pretty close friends, and they do a lot. What are the chances the next Hideo Kojima game is teased or announced at Summer Game Fest?
At best, you will probably get a title and maybe an image if you're lucky. I don't think you're going to see anything beyond that.
No, I'm not saying we're going to get like a whole teaser trailer or anything, but it'll be,
It might even be Kojima just standing up there being like, I can't wait to show you the next thing I have, and he doesn't even say what it is, just because.
It'll be called Ghost Whales.
I expect the least from Jeff Keighley because he literally had Tom Holland present an award at the Games Awards, and everybody assumed it was going to be an Uncharted trailer after that, and nothing happened. So I would not be shocked if Kojima shows up, says hello, and then just walks off.
Classic bait and switch.
I mean, it's Kojima. What else? You can expect anything with Kojima. So
yeah. So I'm going to start with Ubisoft. I've got two for Ubisoft. One is a wish, and I've talked about this several times. Splinter Cell comes back, and it's going to be...
There is a rumor that they might be doing something that puts them, Division, and I think it was Ghost Recon like all together somehow, and I'm like, oh crap! Don't tell me I'm going to eat crow for Splinter Cell being a thing.
Oh, that might be good. Like,
but if it's not a Splinter Cell game, does it count? If it's just a game that Sam Fisher happens to be in.
I am talking a stealth action adventure kind of true Splinter Cell.
So if it's basically a third-person action game and Sam Fisher happens to be there, it doesn't count? I want to shake hands on this because I don't want to have to eat crow for like a half.
Here's what we'll do. It is going to be a Splinter Cell game, and as long as it's you can play the whole game as Sam Fisher, and you have.
Uh-oh, I think we lost Kaylan. Oh, crap. We're not even streaming. Boo. All right, he's back from the digital dead here. So before we so unceremoniously got cut off by the internet or Microsoft or whatever it may be. I mean, everything's against us usually. You know, we're not even streaming. That's the worst part.
You know what I think it is, Adam? I think Ubisoft heard me and they know what I'm thinking. That I'm spitting truth and they're shutting me down.
Well, again with that, we were coming off with a not a bet of sorts, but like close. So again, what are we talking about in order for me not to have to eat crow over a Splinter Cell game?
So I will say, for this to work, we will say it is features Sam Fisher as a main playable character. You can play the entire game as Sam Fisher. Stealth is a required aspect of it. And yeah, so a stealth game featuring Sam Fisher will be the requirement.
What if it's like multiple different kinds of content? Like there's like 1 or 2 levels in the game that's Sam Fisher Splinter Cell levels, and then the rest of it's like normal third-person stuff depending on what you're playing.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that.
Okay,
but now you kind of got me on a second option because I was like, Splinter Cell sounds gonna. But now, like, imagine a game just called like Operators, and it's basically sort of like a Ghost Recon situation, but you can have different people playing different roles at different times. So you have your third echelon like Splinter Cells, you have your Ghost Recon guys. I don't know if you could fit the Division.
That would only be funny just because I would love to have a game where like you have somebody trying to play the game like a Splinter Cell game, and then like 2 people just roll in and start throwing grenades everywhere just to screw it up.
I can see it.
That would only be entertaining for the fact that like you play that with your friends and like piss the one guy off who's a big Splinter Cell fan and be like, guys, I'm trying to do the thing.
He spent 45 minutes just trying to sneak in, and then you just blow it up.
And one rocket launcher shot later.
Yeah. Search the area. Yeah, so I'm going to say I'd like to see I'm hoping for, and I'm kind of thinking we're going to get a proper Splinter Cell sequel.
Now, I think you said you had 2. Do you remember what the second one was?
I do. So I'm not able to get back into Microsoft Word, but I'm going to go with off my list. The second one I think that we're going to see is we're going to be seeing something from, and this could be one of 2. Either we see a Division 3, which I think will take place in Las Vegas. But now I'm going to throw another one out there. We get a teaser trailer for the Ubisoft Star Wars game.
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Yeah. Because I think Ubisoft said that they are bringing something from their Montreal studio, which is where they're working on the Star Wars game. So nothing serious, nothing intense, but just like a teaser trailer of what's happening.
Okay. So the one thing I'll add into the pot, it's a much smaller thing. It's just something. Not everything that I go with is going to be like this crazy prediction. Sometimes I go with like, you know what would be really cool? This. So my brain went, because I'm just started playing Watch Dogs Legion. I thought, you know, it'd be cool since you already can have like special agents in this game as like some of your characters. Get a John Wick DLC in Watch Dogs Legion. That would be awesome. Get like Keanu Reeves friggin' just walking around like with next to the old lady with a taser, just knocking shit out of the park. That would be hilariously fun.
Just like, hello, I'd like to take a moment at the hotel, please.
Like, why not? Sounds like a great idea to me.
It'd be awesome. And like even just having like an Easter egg there, like a John Wick character.
I mean, basically the special agent characters in that game are pretty much John Wick, so I figured the framework's already there. All you gotta do is slap a skin on it.
Yeah, I agree.
Although Keanu Reeves would have to do some voice acting. It'd be pretty weird if you put him with some random British accent.
Oi, mate, it's me, John Wick. Gonna be shooting up some people, doing some fight night. Maybe grab a pint at the pub.
It would be kind of funny, though.
Yeah, I agree. Adam, throw me another one. What else you got?
All right, I got a small one that I would actually like to see. Devolver Digital. There were 2. I wanted to go the joke route and being like, they need to have a VR game that's literally just like you inside one of their E3 shows because they're so fucking bizarre.
Oh, they're so weird.
But I'm like, you know what? I'll do something a little more like realistic. So have you ever seen their games, the Viscera cleanup service games?
Maybe remind me.
It's the game where literally all you're doing is going to like a place where clearly some massive gratuitous amounts of murder happened, and you're just like slowly mopping up and cleaning up all the body parts.
Okay, yep.
I want
I remember
that,
these games.
and them working with Microsoft as a crossover, doing that with Doom.
So you're just cleaning up all
Just
the dead
cleaning up
bodies?
demon parts.
Just going around with like a
Like
a
you're
shot
you're
back,
on you're on a lab in Mars, just sitting there, just slowly just washing away all the Caco demon like friggin' pieces that are all over the place.
fucking Doomslayer, just making my job difficult. You couldn't just
And it'd be perfect.
just like you see the guy walking, he's just like, what the hell happened here?
I mean, if it's the same guys that have done the previous games, he's probably sitting there being like, it's not the worst I've seen.
This isn't the worst I've seen. All right. I'm gonna switch it over to EA. So
Well, I think EA's in July, isn't it?
is it? I thought they're doing something. EA.
Let me check. I thought I saw something saying it was going to be in July. I love how I search EA Play 2021 and I get no answer. That's kind of annoying.
Oh yes, my apologies. It is July 2022. So disregard that. We can talk about that later.
Their dream prediction: EA plays actually in June.
Surprise. All right, I'll throw out my Warner Brother ones because Warner Brothers could be there on June 13th. The hell did I have for the Warner? You know what, Adam, go for it. I'm just going to try and remind myself what I had.
I didn't even have one for Warner Brothers because I'm like, I think they've already said exactly what they're doing, so I don't think there's any surprises in there. Because I don't think they're going to pull out a Superman game on us. I think it's just going to be Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights. I don't think they're even having like a crazy long show. I think it's more just them showing off a couple of trailers, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. I had one here, but I've lost my notes, and so
I mean, if I had a funky one, I'd just say, okay, Injustice 3, let's go.
Yeah, Injustice. Yeah, because they did do the Mortal Kombat ones, and that would be an awesome one to have. Oh, we'll see the Hogwarts Legacy game. That's what it was.
Oh, that's right.
The Hogwarts Legacy will probably get a full, gameplay trailer for that one.
I hope to God it doesn't suck because everything is telling me that it's not going to be a good project. But
Yeah, no, I think it'll come out good, and I'm excited to see that one. So that was the one for EA.
All right, I'll pull out another random one. Let's go with PC Gaming Show.
Okay.
Always something interesting there. And I'm going to go with, just because of what happened last year where they revealed Persona 4 Golden coming over PC, I think it'd be really cool of Atlas to come out and say, okay, Persona 5 Royal this time going to be on PC, which I think would make a lot of people happy too, because now that they've gotten one, now they want it all. They could even shock us by saying, oh, and by the way, Persona 3 Portable, I guess Persona 3 Portable would be the biggest version, although it's complicated. There's like 4 different versions of that game in various places, but P5R would be the one I think would be pretty cool. And I'd love to see that because I know a lot of people that have never had the chance to play a Persona game because they haven't had PlayStation and they finally got the opportunity and they love that game. So
yeah. Okay. I'm going to switch it over to Xbox now. And this isn't what I'm necessarily wishing for, but I'm going to make this is my like long shot kind of guess.
I was going to say I don't have one specifically for that because neither of us own the console that it's worth on. So
Xbox amalgamates Xbox Live into Game Pass. So they just get rid of all those like tertiary ones. Game Pass becomes the sole, service that you subscribe to, and they released like the Microsoft Stick thing where you can like just pay for the service and get it through your Samsung.
Oh, the TV stick that they were talking about for a while?
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. I'm going to go shit posty on this one because I actually sat down and tried to think of what I could say would be a good one for Xbox and Bethesda. And I'm like, I don't really care for much that Bethesda's doing right now, so I can't go from there. And Xbox, I haven't been like head over heels for any of their major stuff in forever. Because the last time there was something close was that, I think it was Scalebound, the one with Platinum Games that they were supposed to be working on and got canceled. But like, I'm not going to say a Halo game or a Gears of, like, to me, those don't change don't turn the needle for me in any way. So I went full like funny on this one. So somehow, this is literally verbatim as I wrote it down. Somehow, Xbox Game Pass on PS4, PS5, and we watch console warriors struggle to decide whether to cheer or freak the hell out.
Yeah, Yeah,
Because
I
you
can see
know
that
that console war lovers would be so conflicted because it's exactly what they've all wanted as a gamer, but now they can't cheer for a team.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that one.
But it's
I think.
obviously not going to happen, but it's fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Max
I think another one.
chaos.
Another one I have for Xbox is and I think this is once again an obvious one. We're gonna get a full gameplay trailer for Fable with a release date of November.
That would be surprising, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think we'll see a full gameplay trailer there.
Speaking of unlikely with my things, I'm going to pull out Square Enix now.
Okay.
I could do a million things, but if I don't say new Chrono game, I'm going completely against every part of my JRPG being. And I'm pretty sure that the likelihood of me wishing a new Chrono game into existence is like the same likelihood of me as a sports fan hoping for the Toronto Maple Leafs to just will themselves to a Stanley Cup. So, that's my shot in the dark that's probably never going to come to fruition, but hey, that's why it's called a dream prediction.
Yeah. My dream prediction for Square Enix: Square Enix comes out and they like kind of just rub the salt in Cyberpunk's like face or in their wound and say we're coming out with a new Deus Ex game. It's everything you wanted in a Cyberpunk game.
I mean, I hope so, because I tried playing Mankind Divide and I could not get into that at all because it was so boring to me.
I love the Deus Ex games.
It's frustrating though, because I think we've had the conversation before. Human Revolution to me was so good. And then I booted up Mankind Divided, and within an hour, I'm like, I hate this. This is so dull to me.
Yeah, it was a little bit like the scope. It was interesting because the scope was really, really big, like really small, and that you were pretty much in like one part of Prague, I think, for most, if not all, of the game, and it was kind of boring. I was like, is this it? But at the same time, like it was neat that they did like a whole level or a whole game in like basically one little map, because I got to the point where I started knowing where all the different locations were within the game, and I was able to kind of be like, oh, I need to go to this place, like walk around the corner, go here, and it was like really refreshing. And I like look at games now with like open worlds, and it was kind of neat to have an open world game in the sense I can go anywhere, but it was so small that I was able to actually know
say,
where
actually getting to go anywhere instead of just having a million like copy paste or invisible walls.
Well, not even that, but like you often get in these like open world games, and they're so big that you're just like, I'm just following the little crumb trail, like the little breadcrumb trail on the map to just take me to the next spot, because I don't really know where anything is. Whereas the map was so small that I was like, oh, okay, I know where the bank is, because it's basically the game takes place on a city block that you can kind of figure out where everything is. And I thought that was kind of neat. So I'd love to see another, Deus Ex game.
Yeah.
Adam?
Are you already out of your list?
No, I've still got a couple more, but I figure you can have one.
I'll have another fun one here. Take two. So we all know what everybody wants to hear. So let's do it. A brand new GTA game finally existing. Except it's a Vice City remaster.
Would anyone be upset with that, though?
No, but it would be funny.
Yeah.
It would still be funny because everybody looking at like GTA 6 for forever being like, they finally see something different looking like, oh my god, it's a new game, and then it just says Vice City Remaster, and they'll be like, I don't hate that, but
See, I would go one more level for trolling and just do like GTA V and then have the Vice City come out afterwards.
Oh yeah, well that's exactly what I mean. You got to go like full on.
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance we're going to see a new BioShock at the Take-Two?
I wouldn't be shocked if there was, but I mean, like, I don't know. When something's gone for so long, you kind of just assume it's just missing in action forever, and then it just shows up, and you're like, oh, they're making those again.
Oh yeah.
Like Beyond Good and Evil 2. Oh.
Where would you want to have the next BioShock take place if it were to come out?
In space. I'm not even kidding. Like, we've already done in the ocean. We've done in the sky. You can only go higher. You can't go further under. Well, you guess you could do an underground one.
Could.
It probably wouldn't. It probably wouldn't look as good though. Just like, hey guys, here's a bunch of brown tunnels.
Yeah, but then you might also lose like that aspect of like it'd be kind of cool to do a BioShock in space with like a 1960s retro kind of look.
Yeah, it's like if Russia actually went first and they had like their crazy like Kremlin space stations.
So like, oh, here we go. Russian Kremlin on the moon. There you go, BioShock.
Yeah, moon. Okay, fine. BioShock moon bases. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be kind
Just
of
take influence from what's the friggin'? I think it's Moonraker. Is the Bond movie in space?
Oh yeah, that was a terrible one. I hated Moonraker.
It's fine. Just go from the aesthetic.
But yeah, you get that like 1960s kind of like almost what they have going on like a little bit in Deathloop and just kind of have it like that. And you can almost like make it like the whole ideology can like be sort of like a communist ideology and just it'd be interesting. Because they always talk about like those they always kind of take like here's an ideology and they just stretch it too far. And I mean, I think it kind of writes itself in that sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, that was kind of the ones I had for take two was BioShock. What's another one I had here? Let's see.
We should save Nintendo for the end.
Okay.
End off strong.
What else did I have for Xbox?
Because I think you had. I'll keep going while you're still thinking there.
Yeah, go for it.
I have two left before Nintendo. I have Capcom, which I'm just. It's like me throwing another Chrono Shot in the dark. It's like, guys, make a friggin' console Breath of Fire game, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
It's been since PlayStation. Like, not PlayStation 3, PlayStation. But you made a mobile game. Congratulations. You did the thing that everybody does with every property. Good for you, Capcom. You've been doing so well right now. Why don't you cap it off by showing JRPGs what it's supposed to be like? Because Square, Lord knows, that'd be a great thing to shove in Square's face. Hey guys, here's what a good JRPG looks like.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I had before Nintendo was Bandai Namco, where I didn't really have much else. So I'm like, here's something that'd be a cool idea. Do a VR game of Ace Combat or a Gundam pilot game in VR.
They did an Ace Combat game in VR, or at least they had like some levels in it. Yeah, the Ace Combat 7, I played it.
Okay,
it
specifically
awesome.
made for VR then.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I think I used to play like 3 missions.
Or
Dude,
I changed my mind.
VR.
Gundam Pilot VR. Let's do it. I'm sure it probably even exists in Japan.
Pilot VR would be awesome.
I'm sure Japan has something already, but they always keep the good shit away from us. So,
dude, you've totally sold me. Like, I don't even watch Gundam, and I'm just like, yes, I would play a Gundam VR game. That would be sick.
Or like absolutely like chaotic on your eyes as you watch you flailing a sword back and forth.
That's not. Someone's gonna take a GIF of that, and it's just gonna look so inappropriate.
Good. It
Yeah,
gets us traction online. I'm down.
If you want to see, you have to watch the video on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll go with my last one, and then we can jump into Nintendo. I don't know where this is gonna occur. I would guess maybe the Xbox floor, but Cyberpunk 2077 launches announces like the release date of its next gen game and its first major DLC.
I feel like that might be a stretch.
They come out. Sorry?
I said I feel like that might actually be a stretch based on how well they've been patching it.
Well, they've gone dark, they've gone silent. We haven't heard anything from them in months. I know they partnered with Xbox. That or they do it on the PC game floor. And they just kind of say like, hey, look, things were bad. We have a new edition coming out. We have a new DLC coming out. It'll be available September, whatever. And they kind of like throw out a whole bunch of things like, here's everything that we've been doing for the last 6 months. Because I think the last update was in February. So, yeah, I'd say I think E3 is a good time for them to come out and kind of be like, hey, we screwed up. We didn't deliver what we promised. Here's the first DLC. It's all, in-game footage. There's no, this isn't like cinematics or anything like that.
Please, we made a good game. Just please give us some money. We made so little compared to what we thought we would, and the investors are pissed. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we're going to see our next Nintendo or our next Cyberpunk update.
Cyberpunk on Nintendo. Yeah, that would be a hell of an announcement. It'd be like, guys.
It's now on the Switch.
And somehow it'll work better than PS4 because reasons.
Well, people just won't know the difference if it was on the Switch, whether it's like not running optimized or if that's just how the Switch
They'd be like,
looks.
hey, that's a Switch game.
All right,
I'm
what's
kidding.
Your predictions for Nintendo?
Sorry, Switch fan. Actually, not. I'm not sorry, Switch fans.
What's your prediction for Nintendo?
Another one that I know they won't do because they love milking their customers. But I said, it would be a great idea. The launch of something that I just aptly named the Nintendo Experience with 2 eyes.
Okay.
So subscription model, not like their monthly subscription for like playing all the retro games. Straight up, subscription model gets everything, includes the retro stuff, online service, all that, and you get 2 free games a month, and go out there and give Breath of the Wild as your first freebie for the first month to really get that thing going. Because here's the thing, Nintendo, if that existed, Most people already have Breath of the Wild. You're not losing anything. You're basically getting people to buy a Switch tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Now, they would never do it because they love money. And by money, I mean money from the specific like segment of the population they've just cornered.
What are the chances you think we see a new Mario Kart come out or get announced this year? Or like even Diddy Kong Race? I guess they don't have Rare. I guess they still have Donkey Kong though.
For a Mario Kart though, I could see it soon because it's been long enough. They basically ported the Wii U version on. I think it's soon enough that they could be doing one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked by that.
Yeah, it's a long shot. I don't think we're going to see it, but it'd be kind of cool to see a new one of those.
Is that all you got?
Right. That's all I got. What else do you have?
Nope, that's it. So I want to do one last thing. What's your favorite moment from E3 ever?
My favorite moment from E3 was years ago. Do you remember when they had the what the hell was his name? Kevin. It's not. Was it Kevin? It's
Kevin
not Kevin
Butler, the
Kevin
PlayStation
Butler.
guy.
Yeah, the PlayStation guy. When they had like Kevin VP of everything, and when he came out and he was just like amping up the crowd, and he's like just talking straight to the gamers, where he's like, "Hey, I know you guys stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning for a trophy that isn't real, but it is. Like, this is for you guys." And that
It was
to
the
me
best.
was like,
It was like literally watching like gaming Stephen Colbert coming out and talking to his people. It was great.
100%. Like, I know there's so much bad blood that happened between him and like Sony, but
Which is such a shame because he really was like the best. That was
so
the best
good.
time for Sony marketing because every commercial just perfect.
Yeah,
every time.
honestly, like I would watch those like on YouTube just.
I
for
actually
fun
want to
because it
go.
was so good.
Now I want while I'm editing the show and getting all the clips ready for the rest of the week. I really want to go back and watch all those clips again.
You know what? There's a segment for 1 week when it's slow. We'll do best Kevin Butler commercials and rank them. Yeah.
Now, here's the sad part for me. My favorite moment ever is probably the most frustrating thing ever because it was such a downer when I actually got it. I remember, as a musician, losing my mind when Miyamoto and a couple of people came out and played their demo of Wii Music.
Oh.
Because I thought that was such a cool idea. And I literally looked at my brother and went, that is going to be the fucking best thing I get to play all year because now I get to play like Nintendo songs, play instruments I never get the chance to do, and like get to make a general ass out of myself. And I thought that would be great. And then I got it and played it for about an hour and went, there is nothing to this thing. What the fuck did I just get suckered into?
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as the Kinect because its first like trailer at E3 was they did a really good job of selling what that thing could do. And it's almost as funny as the entire show of Microsoft trying to tell us everything about the Xbox One and us hating it. The online DRM, the no-use games, the sports box, and then Sony coming out and being like, hey guys, here's how we use games. And they just hand the copy to the other guy. And he's like, thanks.
I have to imagine that Sony's war room literally just like had this whole E3 presentation. They're like, guys, we have to scrap all this.
We're scrapping like half of it just to dig at Xbox for the entire show.
Boys, get the coffee going. We're going to be working on this all night.
They're just high-fiving, being like, this is going to be the best.
Yeah, this is basically like when you have a group presentation and the person does a terrible job and then your teacher's like, we've run out of time. We'll try this again tomorrow. And then you guys are like, all right, we could just totally blow this out of the water. And yeah, I remember that one. And that was just it was so good, but so bad to watch. Cause like they were just dunking hard on Microsoft to no end.
Cause I mean, other than that, we've had like meme moments. We had obviously Keanu Reeves. You're breathtaking.
Yeah.
There was that. There was also probably the most emotional thing, which was when Mario Rabbids got revealed and Miyamoto was talking about the game, and the actual director for it was crying because, I mean, yeah, you as a guy not working for Nintendo thinking Miyamoto was going to talk positively about a game that you made, that's a pretty crazy thing to be in.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of cool stuff. I like game reveals. I actually, because I've only really paid attention to E3 in the last decade. Like, I don't think I paid attention to E3 pre-Xbox 360. So I don't remember a lot of stuff. Like, I see everybody talk about when Twilight Princess got revealed and Miyamoto came out with the sword and shield. I never saw it. I don't even think I've seen the clip, actually.
Really? I think I've seen the clip.
So, like, but I can think of, like, the one thing that I think really jumped me out of my chair was the Final Fantasy VII remake. And other than that, like more often than not, it's more just like, oh, that looks so cool, like Horizon did. But like more often than not, you pretty much have a good idea on what should be coming soon, so most things don't surprise you.
Yeah. How are what? Just quickly, I don't want to go too much into this, but like, what do you think this E3 is going to be like? Is this going to be remembered as one of the better ones, weaker ones, or just kind of in the middle and
It
forgotten?
has the potential to be an incredible year because it's people are so ready to see normal coming back to see all the things to look forward to. This could be amazing. Or it could be like last year where there's just a lot of trailers, but we don't see anything that we go like, oh, that was so memorable. Because without the stage and without the fan interaction, there's a little bit missing. So there's that. But I mean, if you have a really big, steady stream of games coming out from all these different developers, it completely supersedes it. It doesn't matter if there's not that Keanu Reeves moment. It doesn't matter if there's not that moment where you get to hear the fans go nuts. If a really awesome game gets revealed that we didn't see coming, will we still remember that? Because if the game, well, assuming the game comes out, then we won't remember it if it doesn't. But But yeah, like
Yeah,
there's still a lot of potential here. I think there's more potential for it to be forgettable than it is to be amazing, though.
yeah.
Because without the environment, it does have a lot more to prove.
See, I'm of the mind. I think that this has the potential to be a highly remembered E3, and I think one of the reasons for that is that because we haven't had a lot of leaks, we've just got rumors, and so we don't really know what's coming. Like typically at this point, we'd be getting leaks of oh man, like we just got this promotional insert or something like that. We really know nothing of what's coming to
You're
E3
right,
other
there
than
could be
what's
a
been told to us.
lot of surprises
And
this
so
year.
and because we didn't have an E3 last year, there's a lot of people who had projects that they were ready to show that they didn't get a chance to. So I think we're going to have a lot of. I'm not saying this is a guarantee, but I think that there's a potential that we're going to get a lot of big new games and like games that we haven't heard of or that we weren't expecting. And so I think there's a potential
Yeah.
to see that.
But the difference is, will it be like stuff that we'll be going like, oh, that was so cool, or is it going to be something we'll remember? Because we won't remember the actual like video package, but we'll remember the reveal.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like we're not going to see the moment. Like there might be a couple of things. Ubisoft might do something quirky again because they always do. Maybe you know what, the Just Dance number might be big this year because now they can add production value to it because it's not on a stage and live. They might be able to do something crazy with that.
Man, the Just Live, like choreographed things are so dumb, but I weirdly like them. Like it's so
Look,
Ubisoft.
where else do you get to talk about Assassin's Creed and then see somebody come out in a shark costume? Okay, like
Yeah, and a giant panda wearing like a marching band outfit. Yeah, it's so dumb, but it's like no one else would do it, and I'm just so glad that Ubisoft does.